Hello everyone, good afternoon. Am I audible? If I'm audible to you all, can you just try yes? Others join, and then we will start. Okay, cool guys. So let's begin the session. So I am here to talk about the new series, the new program that we are going to launch, which is called the Learnathon. So this is again going to be a new series, just like we used to have master classes. This is a new type of master class in a different format. Okay. So if you guys have attended the YouTube live sessions that we used to do, right? We had YouTube live sessions of many topics of data structure and algorithms. And we collected feedback from the students who used to attend the classes regularly. And then what happened was, through those feedbacks, we realized that we are missing two very big things in those classes, right? So classes were going really good. The feedback for the classes was really good, but the learning was not happening. And the reason why learning was not happening was that we used to teach a concept. We were teaching some concepts which people were understanding. But when we gave the assignment or when we gave some new problems to solve, then people faced problems, right? If you have also attended the live classes, maybe you will be able to connect with that. That when you had the assignment, it was difficult to solve the assignment without any guidance, right? So that was one of the factor. The other factor was, even if people were able to solve the assignments, then also the motivation was lacking, right? Because if you are not looking for a job, or maybe if you are not looking for a change, then to actually practice these things regularly, you need a lot of motivation for that, right? And that motivation was missing. So to counter these two problems, what we have done is we have started this new series Learnathon, and tomorrow we are going to have the first session of the Learnathon series. And if it goes well, if you guys like it, then we can probably have more sessions on the same format. Okay. So the Learnathon series is going to be in the format how we actually conduct the scalar classes, right? That is going to be a reflection of the Scalar Academy classes. So you can also get an idea of how the classes are conducted in Scalar Academy. So the Learnathon series is going to have three parts. It's going to have three sessions, one by one, right? First of all, there is going to be a session where we will be teaching you something. So we'll be discussing a topic. In tomorrow's session, we are going to discuss dynamic programming, right? So we'll be discussing dynamic programming in details. We obviously won't be able to cover each and every pattern of dynamic programming, but the fear of dynamic programming, right? So our effort is going to be to remove that fear of dynamic programming and to make things easy for you and to give you a path so that you can then take off from there and learn it maybe on your own, right? So that fear of dynamic programming will definitely be removed in the first 1.5 hours of the session. After that, Once we teach how it actually works, we'll be discussing some of the problems, some of the common patterns, and then after that we'll be having an assignment, or you can also call it an assessment test. So that assessment test is going to be live for 2 hours, and using that assessment test you can actually apply whatever you have learned in the first 1.5 hours. So you can apply and you can see where you stand, because all the problems that you are going to have in the assessment test, they are just the variation of problems which are commonly asked in the interviews. Okay, so all the problems are very relevant to the interviews. So you can actually assess, you can see where you stand currently. Okay, then after the assessment test, after the 2 hour assessment test, we are again going to have a 1.5 hour session where I will be discussing the solutions of all the problems in the test. That actually is going to cause all the learning, right? So there are three parts in the learning, right? First, you get to know something, you get to know a concept, then you try to apply it in a problem. And then if you are able to apply it, if you are able to solve the problems using the concepts learned, then it's really great. If you are not able to apply, if you are failing in actually applying those learnings, then you learn by the failure, right? So if I'm just there to guide you, or if I'm just there to show you the correct path, how to approach the unseen problems, then you will be able to understand how to actually attempt a problem, or that fear of dynamic programming will be gone, right? So that's why we are going to have these three parts. First is going to be the learning part, where you learn through teaching. So we'll be discussing, we'll be understanding the concepts, and then there is the test part where you apply your learning and then you see where you stand. And then the third part is the actual learning part, where you see how to approach those problems if you are not able to do so. Okay. And we have selected dynamic programming for this session because while during the YouTube live sessions, we had received almost 1,000 requests just for the classes on dynamic programming, right? And as all of you understand this, that dynamic programming is not something that you can just learn by listening to a person, right? If I just tell you that this is how you solve it, you won't be able to actually learn it until you yourself do it. That is why we are doing classes on dynamic programming in this format, and this is the first topic that we have chosen, right? So from the interview point of view, it is a very, very important topic. If you are trying to switch to any good product-based company, every good product-based company is going to have at least one problem of dynamic programming in their interviews or in their coding test. So from the interviews point of view, this is a very, very important topic. Plus, this is supposed to be a hard to learn topic, right? Apparently, people face difficulties in learning or solving problems of dynamic programming. So that is why we are starting with this topic. And this format, as per our belief, is best suited for topics like dynamic programming, where you actually require a lot of practice, right? You require to solve a lot of problems to get to learn the topic. Okay. So the session, the tomorrow's Learnathon session is going to start at 2 p.m. sharp. Okay, from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. we are going to have the first session, which will be where we'll be discussing dynamic programming. Right, we'll be discussing the intuitions behind how to approach a dynamic programming, and then we'll be having a break, a small break of 15 minutes, and after at 4 p.m. sharp we'll be having the test. Okay, so at 4 p.m. sharp you will all receive a test link, and then you can attempt the test for the next 2 hours. It's not going to be a very difficult test. This is not going to be a test of the level of ACM ICPC. This is just going to be a test where you can test the learnings that you have learned in the previous session. Okay, so all the problems that are going to be there in this session, they are very frequently asked problems. Okay, very frequently asked interview problems. Okay, so then you will be having this 2-hour test, which will go till 6 p.m. and at sharp 6 p.m. we are going to have the last session where we are going to discuss the solutions, or where we are going to discuss how to approach these problems. Okay, so does these things make sense to everyone? Is everyone clear about the format and why we are going to do this? If yes, if you are listening, you can just write yes. You can let me know that you are understanding things. Okay, now the good part about this session, or the lucrative part about this session, is that the competition that you are going to attempt here, that is also going to have a lot of prizes. Okay, so that is the second part, the motivation part. So first part was the guidance part, right? The guidance part, we are solving it by having another session after the competition. Now the second part was the motivation part. To get you all involved in this learning experience, there are a lot of goodies that you can win through the competition. Okay, so the top three winners, the top three people who are going to score the highest marks in this competition are going to win OnePlus earbuds, right? The earphone buds that OnePlus offers, which are worth 5,000 rupees. So they will be given to the top three winners of this competition. Apart from that, we have several other prizes as well. So top three women winners are going to win JBL earphones. Then top three winners in a less than 3 years category. So we'll be having different categories, and people who have got less than 3 years of experience, top three of them are also going to win JBL earphones. Then top three of the category where you have 3 to 6 years of experience, you are also going to win the JBL earphone. Or if you have 6+ years of experience, then also the top three winners are going to win the JBL earphone. So the top three of each and every category with respect to your years of experience are going to win JBL earphones. With that, top three women winners, overall women winners, are also going to win JBL earphones. Apart from this, any 5 lucky participants, right? Any one very important thing is that these goodies will be distributed only to those who attend all the 3 sessions. Okay, if you are not attending any one of the session, you will be missing the chance to win the goodies. So make sure that you are, even if you know all the problems, then also you will have to attend the last session. Okay. Reason for that is because in that session, even though you know how to solve the problems, we will be discussing some details which might be beneficial for you. Okay, so we want you to attend all the sessions because all the sessions are going to be very, very beneficial for you. Okay, so apart from the OnePlus Buds and JBL earphone, any five random winners, right? And this is totally going to be on the basis of a lucky draw. Any 5 random participants who are going to attend all 3 sessions are going to have a session, a 30-minute one-on-one session with the co-founder of InterviewBit and Scalar Academy, Abhimanyu Saxena. Okay, so you will be getting a career counseling session with Abhimanyu, and for that you also don't need to perform well in your test. You will be chosen at random. So any 5 people at random will be selected for a career counseling session with Abhimanyu. And everyone who participates, everyone who attends all the 3 sessions and also attempt the test, everyone who is participating in this session is going to win a certificate. So certificate is there for everyone, but the top 3 winners, overall top 3 winners get OnePlus Buds, and then top 3 women winners, top 3 winners of less than 3 years of experience, 3 to 6 years of experience, and 6+ years of experience are going to win JBL earphones each. And any random 5 participants are going to win a career counseling session with Abhimanyu Saxena, who is the co-founder of InterviewBit. Okay. Now the question is how to register for this, right? So if you want to register for this Learnathon session, you can see a link in the description. If you are watching this video on YouTube, you can see a link in the description, the registration link. If you are watching this on LinkedIn, then you can just see the comments, the first comment, or you can just press on see more button and you can see a registration link. Or you can go to the Scalar Academy page, and from there you can go to events, and then from there you can register to the event. Okay. If you haven't registered in the event, then you will not be able to attend these sessions because these sessions are not going to happen on YouTube. Okay. These sessions are only for the participants. Okay. Because this is the first of a kind session, so that's why this is not open for all. But if you are able to register successfully, then you will be able to enjoy the session. Okay. Then the second thing is who is eligible for the session. So I can see a lot of queries regarding whether freshers are eligible or not. So currently in this session, freshers are not eligible. You are eligible if and only if you have at least 1 year of experience. Okay, so you can maybe go to the event page, which is there in the description link, and you can go to that link and you can see each and every goodie that is going to be given. You can also see the format, you can also see all other information regarding the session, and you can try to register from there. Okay. How the winners will be decided, right? So winners will be decided based on your score, how much you score in the test, and if two person are getting the same score, then who solved first, right? So the first criteria is the score. The second criteria is the time in which you have solved the problem. Okay, based on that we are going to decide the winners. Can we get the registration link again, Ranjit? The registration link is there in the description. You can just check the description of the video and you can get the link from there. Any prerequisite required? Not at all. Okay, no prerequisite is required. The only thing which is required is that you have to have at least 1+ years of experience. At least 1 year of experience is required, right? No prerequisite required in terms of the knowledge on dynamic programming. Okay, even if you don't know anything about dynamic programming, you can attend the session, and after the session you will have a good idea of what is dynamic programming and how to solve the problems on dynamic programming. College students, Mohini, unfortunately are not eligible for this session. You are eligible if and only if you have an experience of at least 1 year. Okay. Test will be based on seminar. Yes, Laksh. So that the problems that you are going to face in the test, they will be very heavily based on whatever we are going to learn in the session before the test. Okay, whatever concepts we are going to learn in the session, problems based on those concepts are only going to be there in the test, and then you can attempt the test, and then after the test, we'll again be discussing the solutions of all the problems. I'm a 2018 pass out. Can I attend? Okay, Vivek, you can just go and check out on the registration link. You can try to register from there, right? If the system permits, then you can definitely attend. You can attend the session, right? Okay, guys. Now, if you have any question regarding the session or regarding the topic, you can just ask. How many problems will be okay? So guys, as you all know, that dynamic programming is a very vast topic, right? We cannot cover the complete topic in just 3 hours or 4 hours, right? You cannot just become a stud in dynamic programming in 3-4 hours, right? It actually requires a lot of sessions. So in Scalar Academy we have 10 such sessions only on dynamic programming problems, right? So it's not going to be a complete thing for dynamic programming, for learning dynamic programming, but you will get a very good idea about how to learn it and how to approach the problems on dynamic programming. Okay. So although you won't be getting, you won't become a master of dynamic programming, but you will also not have the fear of dynamic programming. Is there any similar opportunity for college students? So yes, we are actually planning on that as well. So maybe in future days we'll be announcing something for the college students as well. Okay. So if you are a college student or a fresher, just be patient. There are going to be many such sessions for a targeted or specific type of audience. Okay. So we are planning something for the college students as well. Will there be any series on this topic or only one class? So for a start, we are going to have a single class based on how it goes, based on whether you guys are enjoying the session or not, whether you are able to learn from it or not. Based on the overall feedback, we'll plan other sessions as well. So in during this session, you will be getting a feedback form, and based on the feedback that we receive from that form, we'll be planning whether to do more sessions or whether to just end it here. For DP, what data structures we should revise so that it would be easy to understand? Right. So if you want to actually get benefited from the sessions, what I would suggest is that you should revise recursion. Okay. Just get your concepts on recursion and backtracking device, because that is the base of dynamic programming, right? Once you have a recursive equation, over that you apply dynamic programming to optimize the things, right? So just brush up your concepts on recursion, brush up your concepts on backtracking, right? So maybe you can just go to interviewbit.com and you can just see the section of recursion and backtracking, and you can maybe attempt some of the problems from there. Okay, if you are able to do that, that would be great. Can you brief about what are the things you'll be covering in tomorrow's session? Sure, Rishabh. So in tomorrow's session, we'll be starting with what is dynamic programming, right? We'll be seeing the basic intuition behind dynamic programming, and then we'll try to cover some of the basic patterns. So through some problems, we'll try to see how to actually approach a problem of dynamic programming, so that whenever you see an unseen problem, whenever you see a problem never seen before or which you have never solved before, then what should be the correct way to approach that problem, and then we'll be seeing how you can solve it using memoization or recursion, or how you can solve it using an iterative approach. Okay. I want to know from where I can start competitive programming from starting. Okay, so if you want to actually learn competitive programming from starting, what you can do is, first of all, get your basic concepts clear, right? Get to learn about all the basic data structures, like you must be familiar with arrays. Apart from that, also get familiar with linked lists, stacks, queues, trees, and segment trees, right? So just be familiar with all these data structures. Brush up your algorithms, right? The algorithms like merge sort, quick sort, binary search, BFS, DFS. Just make sure that you know all of these algorithms really well, right? And if you are done with all these things, maybe you can start with code forces or code chef, and you can start solving the easy problems. And then when you see that you are able to solve the problems which are easy, then you can start taking part in the competitions, right? In the competition as well, start with the easiest problem. So in code forces, they have ratings like A, B, C, D, right? So always start with the easiest problem, and then you can gradually see your graph increasing. But before you actually start attempting the competition, it's very essential to learn the basic data structures and basic algorithms. Okay, Abhishek, I will just get that issue resolved, and this will be resolved in a few minutes, and then you can maybe try again. Okay. Where is the registration link? The registration link is present in the description of this session. If you are watching this in YouTube, you can just see the first comment, or you can just press on see more in the description, and then there you can see the registration link. Okay, guys. So I think if there are no more questions, then we can now end the session. I will summarize the session, the Learnathon session once again. So we are going to have the session tomorrow at 2 p.m. To attend the session, it is very important for you to register. Before registering, you cannot attend the session. So just make sure that you go to the link just right now and join the session. You just register for the session. The session is going to have three parts. One, the first part, which will go for 1.5 hours, where we'll learn the basics of dynamic programming. Then you will be having a test where you will be solving some problems based on the concept learned in the first session. And then the third session, again, of 1.5 hours, where we'll be discussing all the problems. Okay. And in the competition, like all the people who attend all the sessions, all the three sessions, out of them, who are the people who are the top three winners get the OnePlus buds worth rupees 5,000, and the top three women participants, the top three participants who have less than 3 years of experience, the top three participants who have 3 to 6 years of experience, then the top three participants who have 6+ years of experience are going to win JBL earphones, and any random 5 lucky participants are going to win a one-on-one career counseling session with the co-founder of InterviewBit and Scalar Academy, Abhimanyu Saxena. Okay, so these are the goodies that we are going to get, and just make sure that you register. Without registering, you won't be able to attend and you won't be able to win any goodies. Mathematics required for programming. Please explain about topics we need to cover for algorithms. And right, so maths is required. You need to have basic knowledge of functions, graphs, right? And then you need to have very basic knowledge of number theory, like prime numbers, and then GCD or some modular arithmetics, right? If you know these things, then you can start solving programming problems. It would be nice to conduct sessions for students. Yes, we are planning special sessions for students as well, and we'll soon be announcing them. In which platform it will be conducted? It will be conducted on Zoom. Link is not active. Link will be active tomorrow 2 p.m. right? So once you have registered, now the session link is going to be active when the session begins, right? So the link will be active. If you register, you will be getting a mail when the link becomes active. I am preparing for campus placements. How can I define my syllabus and topics which are must? Right. So Ashish, if you are preparing for campus placements, maybe you can start with arrays, and you can see some of the basic patterns which are asked in arrays. Patterns like prefix array, or maybe patterns where you have numbers in limited range. Right. So all those patterns are actually there in the InterviewBit website. You can follow that tree, the topic wise tree, which is present in InterviewBit website. So you can start with arrays, and you can go to some of the sorting algorithms, right? Brush up on merge sort, quick sort. Then you can move on to two pointers and bit manipulation. Then you can see searching algorithms like binary search or ternary search, and you can solve more problems on finding answer using binary search, right? Searching on the answer space. And then you can see data structures like stack, queues, trees, linked lists, right? Tree is like binary tree is one of the most commonly asked interview topic. Binary trees, binary search, and then dynamic programming. These three are like the most important with respect to the interviews. Okay, so just make sure that you brush up on these topics, and then you can, when done with these topics, then you can move on to graph and see problems on BFS, DFS, or Dijkstra. That's it. That is the whole syllabus of the placements. Can we get Tarun sir DP lecture? So Tarun unfortunately won't be available tomorrow. So I will be taking the lectures, but maybe in future we can definitely have Tarun to take DP sessions. Venkat, unfortunately, if you don't have an experience in this session, you won't be eligible, but very soon we are going to plan sessions for people who don't have any experience, right? So you can attend those sessions. Okay, guys, so the registration link is there in the description. Please go, please check out the link and please register. If you don't register, then you won't be getting to attend the session. Okay, so make sure that you register for the event so that you can attend the session, win the prizes, and learn dynamic programming. Okay, okay, cool. Then have a really nice day. See you all tomorrow.